Hey, good evenings, Cape Flats Stories. Kaapse vlakte mense. Hoop het gaan goed saam met julle. Tonight in the studio, I have a legend. I've got a legend with me in the studio. Julle sal hom ken. Toe Bafana nog kan sokker gespeel het, want hy het gespeel. Hy het die hele team het gesave, you know. I was playing. He was a good soccer player back then, or football player. I can't use the word soccer player. Tonight, Nasief Morris is joining me. There's some amazing things we're going to talk about. And very important, what is Nasief been busy with? Hy is die vraag wat almal van julle wil weet. So you guys are welcome also to post your questions. If there's anything you want to ask Nasief, questions and things, don't ask the man for money, please. Bedrag vir julle. But please do say this live because we want everybody around the Cape Flats to know what Nasief has been up to and also what he's going to do in the next couple of days. You guys want to be part of this conversation. It's something beautiful, and it's something that I think it's about to change our people's lives, impact people's lives positively. So without any further ado, please welcome Mr. Nasief Morris. Nasief, welcome to Cape Flats Stories.
Thanks, Uncle Stan, for having me here on your show.
It has been a while. I think we spoke the last time last year. Sometime last year.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before.
It can be, but what have you been up to? You've been quiet?
Actually, last season with the NFD with Cape Town Spurs, we obviously got promotion to the PSL.
Okay.
And then obviously in the new season, things didn't go so well for us for the start. And so the whole technical team got fired about 3 months ago. So yeah. So I've just been at home recovering from a knee injury that I picked up at work.
Okay.
You know, you think we're still young, like I want to join in like with the players, like, you know, and I messed up like my whole knee, and it was ACL, PCL, MCL, meniscus, everything in my knee. I've had an op like about 2.5, close to 3 months ago. So I'm still recovering, still on crutches, still have a brace on my knee. But yeah, it was a massive injury, so it's like a slow process, like with the recovery. But I'm almost there. Hopefully by the end of the year, I should be off the crutches at least.
Okay. And have you been traveling? Have you been overseas recently, or the last year or so?
No. For the last time I think it was 2015 when I was abroad in Greece.
Okay.
And but I've been in contact with a lot of people that side because of obviously things that I'm planning here in Cape Town. So I've been in touch with them a lot. Yeah.
Nasief, and the soccer scene on the Cape Flats. I mean, you've grown up on the Cape Flats. You've lived here most of your life. Has things really improved the last couple of years? And that is what we want to talk later on also about what it is that you guys bringing to the table. But do you think there's a lot of opportunities still for our young people out there?
There will always be, like, you know, in football, there will always be, in any sports as well, there will always be an opportunity, but it depends, like, obviously, you know, what the main, like, SAFA, does for football in the whole of South Africa. But I think for the last couple of years, things hasn't been looking that good, like, you know, so there's been, I think from my personal opinion, there's been a lack of development. Because if I look back, like in my time, like when I was at school, so you had, like, you know, the school's football get selected for the province team, go play in the inter-provincial tournaments. You get selected for the South African national team, and you know that was the process that we all went through. But now there's a lack of schools football. There's no more, you know, inter-provincial tournaments and things like that on a regular basis. Because I think in that sense you get a bigger variety of players that you can scout from, you know. So now, I mean, a lot of the junior national teams, under 17, under 20, is all selected, I think, from, the DDC teams, ABC, some ABC teams, NFD teams, like, you know. So it's only those teams that players get selected from those teams. Which I think is unfair. Like I said, like with the international, interprovincial tournaments, you got a bigger variety of players that you can choose from. So a lot of those players don't get that opportunity to be seen on the platform.
And we still have some of the best talent in Cape Town on the Cape Flats. I always want to just point it out, the spotlight on it. But I think, like you mentioned, it also comes down to having programs to accommodate and to mentor these youngsters. I think we are losing our youngsters along the line. Our youngsters can't really, dream because there's nobody to take them to the next level. I mean, there's many more Nasief Morris, Benny McCarthy's, Quentin Fortes, I mean, those guys, but it comes down to programs. And I think that is what we want to talk about tonight. Do you feel that there's a need, for that as well in our schools, in our communities?
No, no, definitely. I mean, so like I said, like there's some players that don't get seen, and they get despondent, like, and then they turn to other things, which is it's not their fault. I think at the end of the day, it's the system. Like, we need to put a proper system in place to
That's
make
right.
sure that these guys get an opportunity to be seen at least. If they're good enough, and try to develop them and path away for them, like, for bigger things. Because at the end of the, like you were mentioning, like with me, with the other ex-pros, we can do things to make these guys get an opportunity to be seen and to showcase the talent.
And Nasif, just before we go to the serious questions, I want to ask you this: what are you driving nowadays?
I've got a Tig one,
Okay,
VW.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Not a Ferrari or Aston Martin.
Nah, like I think, okay, I think a lot of people obviously on social media knows and stuff like that. Once when my kids was born, triplets.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I had to make changes. Get rid of the flashy cars, things like that. I
yeah,
had to get a bigger van, to accommodate like the prams for all three kids and all those things,
yeah,
like So lifestyle had to be changed a bit, like but for the better.
yeah, yeah. Nasif, you are giving back to the community. I think that is the big thing here. You want to change people's lives. I know we spoke about this the last time you were here, and you had a plan, but the plan was still a plan. But I think the plan is now executing within the next couple of days, not weeks, days. What is that plan about? What is it you want to accomplish? What is the objective for this plan? What is Nasief Morris doing? I made a hashtag that says Nasief Morris is giving back to the Cape Flats. So tell us more about this project that you are now busy executing.
Yeah. Look, like I want to start with obviously, like giving back. A lot of people expect, like to it should be monetary and things like that.
Yes.
But helping, developing those kind of things is also things
Yeah.
that we can help and give back to the community. So first, I will start with, because it's Mitchell's Plain. I come from Mitchell's Plain, and I always had this thought in my mind. Mitchell's Plain should have by now had their own NFD or own PSL team with the amount
Yes.
of like ex-pro players that comes out of Mitchell's Plain. And
Yeah.
that's why I know there's still a abundant of talent in Mitchell's Plain. But it's just the thing, like I said, like the development, giving them that opportunity and that platform.
Yeah.
So like you said earlier, we touched base on this like a while back, like, and I said it was the plan. So obviously I've been working hard towards it. The first thing was like to try to get a facility, which
Yeah.
in Mitchell's Plain, I approached Westridge High, and because the fields were obviously unused. Like I know Mr. Price had the facility before, but I mean it was a very nice facility. It was always busy. It was a lot of games and things like that. And then I thought, like, if I get a facility, I can try and make some changes. So yeah, I've spoke to them. We, it was a little bit back and forth, because we wanted to make sure that both of us are covered, like in, by legally, like, that everything should kind of be smooth.
Yes.
So we came to terms, like, and I've got a lease agreement with the school. So I'm taking over the whole back field of the school. So the plan is like to do, everywhere there's five-a-side courts, like the fives.
Yes.
So I'm changing it to do to 2 7-a-side courts, and
Okay.
then also can be converted into fives as well. So it could be 4
Yeah.
fives or it could be two sevens. Because nowadays you get the guys that wants to play a little bit, like, a few extra players in the team.
Yes.
And also I think with development for younger kids, that is where they need to start off with that size of field, like, like a 7-a-side, like the under nines and the 11s,
Yeah.
12s, like whatever, until they get to the phase where they move to 11v11 size
Yeah.
field. So that is the plan that's happening at Westridge High. We were gonna start already, but because of the timeline now, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a waste of time starting now. So the plan is to
Okay.
get everything ready to start
Mm-hmm.
off in the beginning of January.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And this is happening the beginning of January. You will obviously have something happening within December month, just to get people together.
Yeah, yeah. The December one, which will be on the 12th of December, will be more like a groundbreaking thing. Like, we're putting up a
Okay.
sign showing the people that something is coming
Mm-hmm.
soon, and
Yeah.
we'll have media and everything at the school. So we'll have the teachers, some of the students
Mm-mm.
involved in this groundbreaking event in two
Mm-mm.
weeks' time, just to yeah, to let everybody know, this is what's going
Mm-mm.
to happen, and this is when we're starting, and hopefully
Mm-mm.
the timeline that we're planning on having the opening of the event, of the venue.
Awesome. And this will be available for only students or for the whole community?
No, firstly, look, the it's obviously I'm trying to get more sponsors on board, like, and things.
Mm-hmm.
It's me and two friends of mine that's involved with this.
Okay.
I'm not. They don't want to be mentioned, so
Okay.
it's silent
Is it
partners
Benny
of mine.
McCarthy?
No, I know a lot of people would guess that. Yeah. So yeah, so I shared the vision with them, and they were super excited about it, and they
Awesome.
immediately they said they want to be on board,
Awesome.
So yeah, so that's the plan, and obviously like trying to get some more sponsors on board. Ideally, like all like maybe some companies in Mitchell's Plain based in that area, because it's a
Mm-hmm.
project that's going to be run in Mitchell's Plain and for the kids, for the community, and things like that. So it will be like, for example, the courts will be rented out like as a regular thing, like fives, for example,
Okay.
to generate funds, like, and that will go back into the facility, because
Yes.
there's three phases that we're working on. So the courts
Mm-mm.
will be the first phase, then there will be a clubhouse with the change
Yeah.
rooms and all those things,
Awesome.
and then also the grass fields to develop
Mm-mm.
that, because also
Yeah.
Westridge High, their school, I mean the school, the students, and for athletics and for football and
Mm-mm.
things like that, they also need to use that facility. That's part of the agreement that we have, because I think recently also Westridge won the Motsepe Cup, I think, as well.
Yes. Yes.
So there's a lot of talent like there also, and that part of that was also like for me, putting a hand in there with the team, like, try to improve the football team from the school as
Mm-mm.
well. So yeah, and then there will be obviously like coaching clinics, like for kids, like in
Nice.
the area or even from outside the area. um, and then there will be like on a regular basis we will do like free clinics, where
Mm-mm.
we want to get in the kids that doesn't have the funds, for example. We want to help everybody, like, that we can, to try
Mm-mm.
and improve them. And then that's like, I think, the start of it, like, but there's my dreams is like really far, like, but I think maybe later
Yeah.
on we can get into the final phase of like where I actually want to be with this project that I'm doing.
Mm-mm. And this is just like a starting point for you. It sounds as if this is something where you want to go actually expand it, but obviously this will be the pilot project, and it depends on the sponsorship as well, and the people supporting you. If this becomes a success, then this is possible to go across the whole Cape Flats, if I read correctly.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that is exactly what we've been discussing. But that's why we're just focusing on the
Mm-mm.
first venue now, to get that up and running, and then
Mm-mm.
take it from there as we go along. Because for me, like, also like I said to you earlier, the school's football for me, that's a major downfall. Like, that we don't have that anymore. So I want to
Yes.
try and start a league in Mitchells Plain as well, to try and get all
Awesome.
the schools like involved. And
Mm-mm.
I personally obviously want to be is going to be involved in this project, where I want to select a team
Mm-mm.
from all of those schools, like, and things like that, and
Nice.
then get them together. But it's not people need to understand, it's not like an academy. It's more
Mm-mm.
like I'm trying to do this like to give opportunity to these kids.
Mm.
So the team
Yeah.
will be based, like, for example, like, if I select when I select the team, I've, like I said, I've been in contact with the people, with the clubs abroad that I've played for. So
Mm-hmm.
I've asked them, like, obviously, like, what they can assist us with, like, if we want to bring a team across, like, to come and
Mm-hmm.
just just play some friendly games, like, to try to give these kids an opportunity to see
Yes.
what football is like abroad, um, different culture, different lifestyle, those kind of things.
Yes.
Open their eyes a bit, like, so they can see what is actually out there that they can achieve. Because, like
Mm-mm.
I said, like, a lot of these kids are not going to get that opportunity, and like I said,
Mm-mm.
those kids will be purely, like, a lot of them will be ones that cannot afford, like, for example, to raise money and get a ticket to go with the team. So that's
Mm-mm.
where I want to try and get the sponsors on board, like, to try and cover those costs for those kids, like, and give them that opportunity. Because I think there is some people that does these tours and stuff like that, but it's
Mm-mm.
difficult for some people to raise 20, 30, 40,000 rand, like, for your kids to go on a trip abroad. So what I'm
Mm-mm.
trying to do is to be able to get that opportunity to those kids, to make sure that they don't spend, or the parents at least don't spend a cent of their money. If it is that they give them spending money, maybe that is about it, but nothing for the
Mm-mm.
trip, for example.
Yes. Nasif, you growing up in Mitchell's Plain, you know the difficulty, you know the challenges, and I think that is what motivated you. And bringing this to Mitchell's Plain, like I said previously, can change somebody's life. And I think that is what it is about for you. It's about changing people's lives and giving youngsters the opportunity to, to maybe become the next Nasief Morris, the next Benny McCarthy. And I think we need like projects like this in our community, but it also depends. I want to spotlight on that. People need to support this project because it's important. A project is not a successful thing if we as the community don't participate. So, from your side, going back, if you had this during your time living in Mitchell's Plain, do you think this would have made even a more greater current contribution?
Um, you know, we never know what would have happened. Like, but I mean, like I always said, like, I never had like a proper development when I was growing up. I played for an amateur team in Beacon Valley, and from there straight away into Santos, and then I got signed in the first team, playing in the PSL at 16 years old. But I think it was because of the mentality that I had, being street smart, like, always playing with older men, like, on weekends, because I used to play 3 games on a weekend, under 15, under 17, and then in the first team on the same day. So I had that courage to be able to play with older players, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
playing on big stages. And also before that, I played in the national team under 20. So those are stages, like, grew me as a person and as a player, like, to be able
Mhm.
to handle that pressure,
Yeah.
playing at that level, like, for example. And like
Mhm.
like you was mentioning earlier, with this project, it's also like, firstly, like, because I come from Mitchell's Plain, and
Yes.
I know what it's like, and
Mhm.
to give an opportunity to everybody, not only for youngsters, for players. Like, I mean, with the facility, we obviously gonna, there's gonna be opportunities for people, for like job opportunities. I'm not
Mhm.
saying like it's gonna be like a hundred people that will be have an opportunity to get a
Yeah,
job,
yeah.
but I mean, like, here and there will be vacancies where we want to use people from Mitchell's Plain in that project,
Mm.
like, to be a part of
Awesome.
it, and also to
Mm.
earn something, like, by being a part of it.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Aside from just the soccer academy, not academy, but the turf, there's also opportunities for other people as well to gain employment. Nasif, what do you think? What will be the challenges for you? Do you have an? I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you think there will be any challenges? Any project has a challenge. What do you think?
Yeah,
What will
no,
be the most
obviously,
challenging
like,
for you?
obviously, like, a bit of financial, that's why I'm obviously discussing about, like, where sponsors can come on board and things like that.
Yeah.
But for the first phase, we kind of almost there. That's
Mm-mm.
why we can start in January. But as time goes on, we're going to need people to come on board to assist us, like, to finish this project, and have it this, like, built like the way we designed it, like,
Mm-mm.
with the clubhouse and everything, to make it very
Yes.
entertaining for everybody to come there.
Mm-mm.
Like, you don't want people to come there and, like, drop off their kids and leave again. We wanted to
Yeah.
make it entertaining, like, where the parents comes, they drop the kids, they can chill, they can have a coffee, those kind of things.
Mm-mm.
Like, make it exciting for
Yes.
everybody to be there.
Mm-mm. Nasif, the question I want to ask you quickly. Um, many people are not going to come there. And it's again also Mensa. And they are going to, I think they're going to have to get bodyguards for you, because our people can not be overwhelming, but I think a lot of people are seeing this as an opportunity. Nasief Morris is going to be Mitchell's playing. He's going to be at, at the facilities. Like you mentioned, clinics. Will you also be giving workshops, aside now from the soccer? Because I think our people need guidance as well. We need mentors as well. We have a problem that sometimes the wrong people manages our talent, and I think that is maybe where you can come in. What to look for in a manager, topics like that. Because I think aside from them playing good, you also need to prepare them for possibilities. If I do play for Bafana, if I do play for an overseas team, what can happen? Will that be something that you will make yourself available for, to train youngsters and to train their parents? Because I think that is where we need a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, no, definitely. That will be like part of the whole package. We want to try to implement as much things as we can with using this facility. Because like you
Yeah.
were mentioning now with the kids, like for example, because if I look at, um, I always mention, like, after my generation,
Mm-mm.
I think the guys like don't take it as serious, like, as we did, like
Mm-mm.
before, like, to this is your job, this is it's
Mm-mm.
our hobby, it
Yes.
earns you a living, like, and things like that. And some
Mm-mm.
of them, like, when they start getting money, they just become complacent and things like that. But
Mm-mm.
there's so much more out there, like, if I use this as an example, like with me, like before I left Santos, I got
Mm-mm.
an opportunity that I could have gone to Orlando Pirates, but Ivan Koza phoned me himself, like we spoke, and
Wow.
then I said to him, with no disrespect, my I want to go out of this country. Like, I want to challenge myself. I want to see, like,
Mm-mm.
what I'm capable of. My dream
Mm-mm.
was always to play at the highest level, to play against the best in the world, and that
Mm-mm.
was my ambition. And I made sure that I worked hard to succeed in that and to make that dream come true. And those are the things that, with these workshops, we need to teach these kids, like, these kind of things, to
Mm-mm.
work hard, like,
Yes.
what you want. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice,
Mm-mm.
all those kind of things. We need to guide them into the direction of, if you go abroad, this is what you're going to
Yeah.
expect, like, and things like that.
Mm-mm.
So even not only with the players, but even with coaches as well. I mean, I
Mm-mm.
have friends who's instructors at SAFA, so they do the
Mm-mm.
coaching courses and stuff like that. And
Awesome.
we want to do, like, for example, host the coaching courses there as well, workshops with
Wow.
coaches, with the local teams, like in Mitchell's Plain, for their coaches
Yeah.
to kind of improve themselves, so they can also carry it over to the players, to make
Mm-mm.
it, like, maybe a little bit easier for everybody else when they reach that level.
Mm-mm. Nasif, I'm very excited just listening to what you guys are planning and what the possibilities are. I think this can go far. This can go really, it can change our children's lives, our people's lives. Anything else that we miss? I know you guys have something, I believe, on the 12th of December. Maybe you just want to tell people about that.
Yeah. Yeah, then 12th, like I said, there's a groundbreaking event. Like, now
Mm-mm.
we're just gonna put up a board, like, a sign showing,
Mm-mm.
like, something what is coming, like, soon, and
Mm-mm.
have the media there, a few of the community people and things like that,
Mm-mm.
just to kind of show them, it's not just all talk. Like, we actually busy, preparing ourselves to start in January. So this period, like now for the last 2 months, I think I've been in
Mm-mm.
and out of meetings, planning and discussing, getting all these things in place, so that
Mm-mm.
we know that, in January comes, we're ready to start.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so yeah, exciting times coming. Yeah.
Mhm. And I have to say, Nasib, I'm proud of you for, because I know it was on this computer, it was in this studio, virtual studio, where you've mentioned it. You said, you know what, this is what I want to start. This is my idea. I went to go look at the videos and at the live, and I think about a year and a half later, Nasif is executing it very soon, and then this will be life changing, because I think you know what I always tell people, we can move from out of the Cape Flats, but sometime along the line we're gonna have to give back. And I think this is the time. I mean, you have given back a lot already, but you feel now this is your give way of giving now really back, in changing lives. Um, Also, it's gonna be a lot for you as well, because you're gonna have to put a lot of effort in. How is that
Yeah.
gonna, how's your time gonna work? Because you're gonna have, I think, 3 or 4 jobs.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of time and a lot of effort, like from my side, like but this is what I want to do. That's why
Awesome.
I always believe, like everything happens for a reason. When things happen,
Mm,
like for example with me losing my job at Cape Town Spurs, it's a blessing in disguise. Sometimes it's
mm,
God closes one door and He opens another five
mm,
doors for you.
mm,
And
mm,
for me, this time was used like perfectly. It was for me to recover from my injury,
mm,
to have the meetings regularly, like to make sure that we plan everything properly, sitting down with the architect, designing like
mm,
what the facility is going to look like, all those things, like
yeah.
so I believe that. And also earlier, like I think I wanted to touch on with what you were saying about making a difference.
Mm,
Stan, for me, if I can make a difference in one kid's life out of
mm,
that whole Mitchell's plane,
yeah.
it's something that I've achieved. So that is my
Awesome.
aim. Like just even if it's one, like imagine like it's 100 that I affect, like, and change their lives and things like that.
Mm,
It just I get goosebumps when I talk
yes.
about it. So yeah, that is the plan, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of my time, but
Mm,
it's part of it, and I want to build something, not only like a family thing, a legacy
yes.
also, like for me, for my kids. So
Mm,
one day when I'm not there anymore, my kids can just take over and can
awesome.
continue running it, like and it
Mm,
will be something for them as well. So that's what I was thinking about, what this project will also do for them as well.
before I close, before I want to ask you a question. Is there any other things in the pipeline? Because you're a man of many dreams. Are you gonna go coach overseas, Liverpool, or any other thing? Is there anything waiting for you that we don't know of or that we hear of?
No, at the moment there's nothing, like I'm just
Mhm,
obviously also waiting on my agents, like to
mhm,
see what is coming up. But like I said, like this project is going to take a lot of my time. But I
mhm,
mean, there is like a plan, a B, plan C, like, and things like that.
mhm,
These are the things that
mhm.
I have to think of. If I
Yes.
get an opportunity or another job, like, or something like that, I need
Mhm,
somebody to run this thing for me, and also, like, I will obviously be there as much as I can.
mhm.
But
Yeah.
that is all part of the plan. We need to have solutions for whatever comes up.
Yeah. And I think that is the thing that is very important. I mean, you have learned when you started playing soccer. You had to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and I think that is the thing also that you bring to the team. When you do the coaching, you also teach them. Look here, but soccer is only till this, till this far, and then you have to have a plan B. I think like that. I think they call it dual dreams, and this is where you come in to coach people. That you won't forever be playing soccer. There's going to be a transition in your career. I think many people take it very difficult when they lose their career. And how is that?
Yeah, no, obviously I mean, if I use myself as an example, I
Yeah,
didn't finish matric. I left matric
yeah,
after the June exam, and I never went back to school because of football.
mhm,
I had to
yeah,
fly every second week with the national team to Joburg or out of the country, and I lost out a lot. And I just told my mom, you know what, like, I don't want to go back to school. But then
mm,
it worked out for me eventually, because I had this dream, this vision, that I wanted to become a pro footballer, and I made it
mm,
happen. But like, we can't afford these kids, like, to do these things as well. They need
yes,
to make sure they finish their schooling, because they need to have something to fall back onto.
that's
Luckily,
right.
like, I mean, I had an amazing career. I mean, I had a
Mhm,
20-year professional football career as a player. So that helped me settle myself, like, for the rest of for my life after football, and
mhm,
now that I'm in coaching and things like that. But with the kids, like, nowadays, they can play football, and they can still study, and that's
yeah,
important,
yeah,
like, to make sure that you have something behind your name, and that when you're done playing football, you can fall back onto something. And also, like,
yeah,
while you're playing, to start thinking already, like, what do you want to do after football,
mm,
to make sure, like, while you're busy, like, you can invest in this, you can do that, like, so when you're done with
mm,
football, you have a
mm,
business running,
yeah,
of your own. And I try to give this advice to a couple of players that's still playing, like, now. I think the last one I spoke to was Fakhri Lakay, when he was on a break in Cape Town. He was at one of our
yeah,
games at Cape Town
mhm,
Spurs, and I told him, like, what I'm doing, and I said to him, you need to start thinking now already what
mm,
you want to do post football, because
wow,
you only have a certain amount of years to play, And
Mm-mm.
yes, you're still young, you're still in his 20s and things like that, but start something now already that
Yes.
when you retire, you have a business running, or you have an extra income, and these kind of things. So it's
Yeah.
important for them to think like this going forward.
And I think, Nasif, that comes with years of experience making mistakes. And I mean, by you doing this, it means that a lot of others can sort of bypass this. And that is why the knowledge comes in, because you have been there. You have been, you saw a lot of your colleagues actually that played soccer that, afterwards there was nothing left because we didn't invest. And I think there's a good side to soccer, and there's also a bad side to soccer if you don't look after your own interests. Nasif, anything else you want to add? I het nou vir jou baie vraag gevra.
Yeah, no, I
Anything else
think
you want to add?
one thing that I actually forgot like to mention. So I've spoken to a lot of the guys like Ricardo Katza, Munib Josephs, Dominic Isaacs. All the guys comes from Mitchellsplein, all ex-pro players, even Brandon Trutte, current the coach. I mean, he's been doing so well in the PSL. Unfortunately,
Mm-mm.
he's sitting without a job like now, but I'm sure that you will find something very soon. So these guys are all involved as ambassadors in this project. So I wanted to make sure that I get all of them involved, to them, for them to kind of give back as well. Uh, like I said, like it doesn't have to be monetary that you have to give back,
Mm-mm.
but
Mm-mm.
giving that life skills that we have,
Yeah.
that we experience in our life, give
Yeah.
it back to these kids. Teach them whatever like they need to know for the future going forward. I mean, it
Mm-mm.
doesn't only have to be football; it can be anything in life that they want to do. But obviously, our focus will be a lot more on football. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, I just forgot to mention that we have those guys all a part of it, and when we're gonna have like events during the year, like for example on Youth Day, we're planning to have
Mm-mm.
a massive event,
Awesome.
holiday programs, those kind of things. So I want to do it like when those guys are on off season, when they are in Cape Town. I
Mm-mm.
need them to be there, like to
Yeah.
to help us, with the kids, and we do personal coaching clinics with
Mm-mm.
the kids,
Yeah.
just carrying things over like to them, and help them grow.
Mm-mm. And I think, Nazib, it's important to bring more of your colleagues in, because when we see our own people doing good and teaching us, because we know your history, we've been following you since day one, and you have been really representing the Cape Flats very well, and we're proud of you. We are, because many of our young people have been looking up to you, and you've inspired many people. So coming back into Mitchell's Plain with that whole vibe, and teaching our kids, everything from A to Z from a local. I think that is life changing. Nazib, I want to say thank you so much to you for joining us and for being here tonight. Um, I will be there on the 12th. I will make a live video. I will make it my goal to be there. But any last words from you? I know they're excited. I know many people will see this live. But anything you want to add, just to make people, hulle kyk jy, hulle moet vasmaak, man. They must commit. They must come and
Yeah.
they must support you.
No, I mean it's just like it's a very exciting time. I've been waiting long to get this
Yeah.
off the ground, and finally we came to this point like now where it's about to happen. And
Mm-mm.
I would just like the support like from everybody, especially from the Cape Flats, from Mitchell's Plain, to be there to support us like and things like that. And you know
Yeah.
how people are sometimes. We jealous about other people doing this, doing
Yes.
that,
Yes.
but
Yes.
we are doing something good, and we want to try to make sure that we uplift the community, make changes in people's lives and things like that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a type of person like I do. There's a lot that I do, but I always do it anonymous. So
Yeah.
I don't like people to know, what I'm doing or what I did, like and things like that.
Yeah.
But this is different. This is something that I have
Mm-mm.
to expose, to put it out there for everybody to see. This is what's coming, like and things like that, and this is what we want to try and do. We just
Mm-mm.
want to make a difference in everybody's life. Whoever we can touch, whoever we can it can affect, we want to do that. Like I said, like even if it's one kid or one person's
Mm-mm.
life that we make a difference in, so be it. Like I mean, that will make me over the moon, because I played a part in that one person's life that changed.
And I think we sometimes we want to reach for big numbers. I think that one child is maybe a child that you can save from gangsterism, from drugs. You can save that child, from a lot of heartache. So, Nasief, big ups to you. I'm very excited. Thank you for sharing this with the community. And I'm looking forward to seeing you a lot because I do love. I just want to ask you something, man. Does Strandfontein also fall under Mitchell's Plain?
Yeah, it does. Like, because I mean, if you look at the time when we played amateur football, even now, I think like with the Mitchells Plain LFA, like, you know, I know there's
Yeah,
a few different venues like West Street, Stamford,
yeah.
Portlands,
Mm-mm.
Rocklands, but it all falls under, I think, the banner of Mitchells Plain. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's. I mean, I would say even Kailicha, those areas,
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah,
it's surrounding areas. As
yeah,
much as we
yeah,
can help, like, and get support and support everybody else,
yeah.
it will be a massive success. I'm sure about that.
I
Thank you
believe
again
that,
for
Nasief.
having me on this platform to
Thank you
share
so much, Nasief.
my
All the
vision
best.
and what's coming.
Thank you so much. We will watch you. Anything you want me to share, send it to me. I've got a lot of them. Just plain people following this page.
Yeah,
Let's make this work. Let's make this a success. Because I think also, like you say, said earlier on, a lot of people are khazat, you know, and we need to break that. We need to show
yeah,
them that we stand with Nasief. We are going to be with Nasief all the way, and this will be a success for the next 20 or 30 years, or even after
yeah.
that.
Even longer, yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Nasief, thank you so much for your time, and God bless.
Thanks, Augustine. Take care, man.
Take care.
See
Cheers,
you.
bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nasief. And Nasief is giving back to the community. You guys need to support him. Support Nasief, please. I will post the posters just now. I've got it on my phone. He didn't want me to post it yet, but I'll post it on now because the interview is done. Support Nasief. Go out. Guys, you always ask, nobody's giving back to the community, especially to our community. Nasief is giving back. He's putting in effort. He's putting in funding. You guys need to support him. All of you. Ek weet julle wat. Ek weet julle kyk. Moet nie gadget visie. Gaan support ons bro. And let's make this thing work because the next Benny McCarthy might just come from there. The next Nasief Morris might just come from there. Monique Joseph, whoever, Quentin Fortune, allemaal van hulle. Don't forget Mark Williams as well. We have a lot of talent and it's a good time to be alive because a project like this can change our people's lives for good. So please do share this live. Please do share this link. And the stuff that I will post now, also share it. You guys need to stand in the queue the day when they open because this is life-changing. Workshops from professionals coming back into Mitchell's Plain, you know, professionals coming into the community. This just opens doors for more opportunities. So please do accept this opportunity, make the best of it, you know, and support Nasief 100%. Guys, it's a night from me. Please do share this live and do support Nasief. It's important for you to support this event or this project. It's only a success if we, the community, buys into it. So he mentioned it's open for everybody. I mean, Kailicha's next to us, Mitchell's Plain is here. We've got other areas as well. So please do share this live and please do invite your friends. Make the, you know, when he gets there the morning of the 12th, make it so overwhelmed that there's a lot of you, there's thousands of you coming to support him so that they see that it is worth it investing into Mitchell's Plain. Guys, have a lovely evening and God bless. And I'll be back with you guys on Monday. Cheers.